Why I use so-called curse words in some of my videos? Well, this will be a quick response to a friend, and then I shall get on with the matter. Because he knows that I am not going to compromise the truth, but he still went on and asked me the question. Brave fellow. I will answer the question as simple as this. It is protection, it is self-defense, it is rebellion, and it is freedom. It is as to say, one must go to the dark place to know the secret of the light. One must taste the bitter in order to exact the difference in what is sweet. No man should take unto himself the right to decide how you will have to speak or to respond. The rules on what words to say are not was set to make sure you cannot respond in a certain way. The rules on what words to say are not was set to make sure you cannot respond in a certain way. Wherever I see that one man attempts to pussify the other, I will resist. Not that I am a fan of using these words all day, every day. I am a fan of allowing people all their options. I do not believe, for example, that one man has a right to speak and tell his story or his side of the story, but the other one cannot say the words he needs to speak because it breaks some kind of rule. Everyone has a say every time. And if you are being told you can only say what you are allowed to say, it simply means that you can only say the same thing they want you to say. Where is the freedom in this? Disingenuous. The bad man is the enemy. But remember, the good man is the enemy too. You have to view the situation from the other perspective. If you are in the right, you should not care that someone is saying what is wrong, because your truth will come up at the end like good wine. Everywhere he is restricted, to every degree that he is hindered, from every post that he is binded, I come to free the captive. Expletive meters are some of the cerebral binds. I see things in this matrix that most people will not in 10 years of observation, 16 hours a day. I challenge you on that. He cannot free himself if he knows not what he has been binded by. He has been bound by everything that was placed there as a restriction. Everything that is restricted to him is a point at where to escape. Things that terrifies the slave makers, they taboo to him as blasphemy. They define words and phrases. They will say sweet words that mean the death of you, but you can't say a harsh or hard one that mean the medicine of salvation. They taboo everything masculine, and especially if it comes from a black male. Therefore, the black woman must open her eyes instead of standing there to gloat. Mind science used for evil is sorcery. If you can restrict their vocabulary and get them only to speak in passive ways without access to masculine pronunciations, you will trap them in that feminine subjective frame. I am intending to open all the doors so man will find himself. A man who finds himself is a god of a man. They have all things female everywhere and in everything, but they tell these young males that they need to tap into their feminine side some more. Their single mothers help by putting bonnets on their heads and calling them like hoes and bitches until they begin to see the masculine sisters as bros and the other bonnet wearing feminine bros as bitches. Many will tap into each other's butts, but will never, for Pete's sake, remember the masculine side to tap into. Someone has to be masculine around here. There needs to be the alpha and the example of some girlish politician on a podium playing that feminine role and mourning for a queen that holocausted us is not it. A society that emancipates the masculine gender will be free from attacking wolves on all sides and also from girlish politicians on their feminine sides and making feminine decisions emotional as fuck and sending orders out to arrest those that said fuck you. Well, at least there is a female politician in Barbados who tries to tap into the badly needed masculine side, not because she thinks she is a male, but oh hell, what choice did she have? The last male politician she saw in a high place was writing a love letter to his own uncle. Maybe wanted to make a royal couple or something. A male predator chooses the house where that young daughter's father is not around. Words have genders. It is not only the words. Sometimes it is the very slur that comes from the word. Sometimes they can tell you awful things in subtle tones. Everywhere, in everything, by every way, the alpha response is blocked. It is blocked in the clothes store. It is blocked from the home where the child will be fatherless. It is blocked from the alphabet with no more words, and the answers are all for subjective females. I am not going to sit and watch them tell you to keep speaking soft. This is why I use so-called expletives in some of my videos. There is no more the one-sided response of a feminine tone or voice without words or voices to escalate to the masculine and alpha masculine and infinitely masculine if possible. I repeat, this might be a thing that flies above the heads of many, so I will leave the answer by saying mind science used for evil is sorcery. I am not a shepherd of men, so I promote them for free will. I use expletives in some of my videos because it cuts through some aspects of societal sorcery. In Jamaica, the elders used to say that if you were ever confronted by any ghost, you would need to tell it a lot of expletives and watch it take the fuck off. This is exactly what I do to some of these demons. Let us explore these issues at the degree of a four-dimensional reality today. We have to raise it up a notch. Slowly we go to where I am taking their minds to elevate. The truth you hear will change a notch, and you will always have to catch up if you are not moving at speed. By the end of September 2022, you will begin to come to the surreal conclusion that the world and their intelligences are changing. You will be shocked that you have changed. If you must speak to questions raised by children, be sure to investigate the peculiar things they say that seem absurd before you respond to them. Many of them are now your teachers. They might easier understand the topic of today than most adults will. Before we go any further, as usual, please hit the like button for me. There is a reason why we are all here. I am not here for my ego. If my message is harsh, if my message is arrogant, if it becomes gentle and kind, or if there are expletive words, I am nothing but their echo. Help me to echo these messages by pressing the like button. Subscribe and hit the notification bell icon. If you found any one of these videos interesting before, then those that are coming will be even more so. I promise. Every word I say is there for a reason and is put in place for the effect that is not my doing. For example, I wanted to say in a video that the people that get into politics come from an all pushovers club. But the word I actually heard when the message came was an all pussies club. After trying so many ways to put the word that seemed more attractive, I ended up saying exactly what I heard. I can sense exactly the difference. There is an intended effect which will always affect some folks in a distasteful way. Mostly, know that this thing you feel to detest means work needed inside of you. And also, it goes to the order that the words are used for a reason. It took me a while to understand too, so I do realize your challenges. People, if you have the wrong definition of good or bad, you will maintain the wrong image of God or Godhood. What is integrity, for example? Look at the meaning of the word and tell me if by me not saying the same thing you say, by the same words you use, my integrity lacking, why me not addressing a person by a certain title, regardless of how he addresses me, make me dishonorable? The man who does to you what he would not have done to him is the dishonorable one. There are spiritual attacks upon the mindset of peasantry that we must resist. Tell the Prime Minister to call us most honorable, because we have not stolen as much. It takes a lot to even get to the point of discerning, much less to be a defender. If I say soft words or if I say hard words, remember that they all relate to spiritual matters. Mind science used for evil is sorcery. I am not a shepherd of men, so I decide to open your eyes. All doors must be open to you in the divine space. You must be exposed and not insulated, because you do not see what I see. You might not understand. If you have a problem with a word spoken to inform you, the problem is in you. If you are offended by a word spoken directly at you to define you, then you should prove that I wrong you by ascribing to you the wrong word, and then let God do the judgment. As to my standpoint, I do not compromise these messages anymore. Learn to understand that there are no bad words. Peace out.